not about the law. There are three fundamental things. Public safety or managing security is rooted in public trust. Earlier, the DIG referenced the aphorism, see something, say something, and do something. If our security agencies don't repose trust and confidence in citizens, there's no way citizens are going to share intelligence with you. And I think that if we think about solutions, the posture of our security agencies need to change. Nigerians feel insecure. You don't want to know the number of Nigerians who on a daily basis have their family members kidnapped. And when they report those cases, the response from some of the security agencies is not just demoralizing, but it's just heartbreaking. And so our security agencies need to inspire confidence. And there's no need to gaslight citizens. Admit that there are challenges. Tell us the effort that you're making and we will support you. But not look at Nigerians in the face and say that the challenges of insecurity are not much because they are the ones feeling it. The second deals with extrajudicial killings. And I talked about structural injustice earlier, and it's actually two ways. I think for a summit like this, we need to condemn acts by either Nigerians or non-Nigerians who are killing our security agencies. In the last couple of months, it is un-Nigerian to see how our military and police officers are being killed. It happened in Delta, it happened in Benue. These people are human beings. They have families. And so if Nigerians, or non-Nigerians are rising up against our security forces, we have to condemn it and take action. In the same vein, our security agencies also need to ensure that extrajudicial killings also stop, because there are structural injustices that are driving these kinds of behavior in the public space. The third point deals with this whole question about, you call it devolution of powers or centralization of powers. And I agree with the governor to an extent that there is need to restructure. The Honorable talked about state police. I don't think that there is an opposition to the whole concept of state police. The big issue is around the operationalization. Because he referenced the 1999 Constitution that devolves from the 1979 Constitution. Every constitution has got a philosophy that underpins it. And for the 1979 Constitution, it was about centralization of power. The philosophy then was that if you centralize power and centralize control, you're able to keep the component units in place. It's how many years down the line, and society has shifted. So there is great need to devolve power, but there have to be some mechanisms that limit the absolute exercise of the powers. So when you say state police, about the operational independence, how do you ensure the operational independence of the police? Who appoints, let's say, the commissioner of the police and the DPOs? How are they going to be funded? And there's a semblance of that because governors still fund police. They buy them cars at the state level. So in terms of funding, it appears there's some measure of resources at that level. But when you say control, I am averse to absolute and full control. There has to be limits to the exercise of that power as we think about state police. Yeah. The last critical point, and I'm glad that the brilliant gentleman who is doing well with the army and the defense is here. We need more boots on the ground. I think in the last few years, we've seen some airstrikes that have come with collateral damage. And we have to think about how do we remedy, those situations, because communities are decimated, lives are lost, and we need to address that, because when you do that, you build trust and confidence in people, because if you abandon those communities, you breed resentment with the state. And so even when security agencies are calling Nigerians to support insecurity, Nigerians just feel you guys are in your own echo chamber because you do not relate with some of the realities that we face. And my call to security agencies, yes, the breed of, the service chiefs that were appointed by the president seem to be the best, seem to have a sense of the issues, but you need to communicate more with Nigerians, because what Nigerians go through on a daily basis, the kind of insecurity, even access to justice. If you go to the police stations, go and see the number of cases that people report in police stations, because the insecurity is in the land. So I think these are some of the issues that we need to address.
Thank you so much, Samson.